Cyberfight is a traditional side-scrolling beat-em-up in a cyberpunk setting, and I'll come right out and say that I couldn't finish it. Let's talk about why, but I want to mention the positives first. So, the game's your standard fare. You move left to right and punch/kick the stuffing out of goons, occasionally coming across weapons. For the most part, this works fine. The playable characters all have extremely short combos, but the health of enemies is adequately balanced with this in mind, and the ecosystem of moves is serviceable within the game's own limitations. You can sort of cheese the game with jump kicks, but even then it's not easy, and you need a proper understanding of timing and the spacing between yourself and your foes. There's even nice details that show the dev really cared, such as how the enemies stagger their walking speed, ensuring they don't all clump together. You also might have noticed I said playable characters back there, as in plural. You do unlock a roster of characters as you progress through the game, and hey, they actually control differently. Different movesets, different invincibility frames, the works. Unfortunately, your in-game progress is tied to your character, which means if you want to switch to another, you have to start the game over. What's the big deal, you might ask? Aren't beat-em-ups generally short and sweet? Well, generally, yeah, but not this one. The levels in this game drag on, and on, and on. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to clear a stage sometimes, and there are 8 stages. It's a long game for its genre, and to make matters worse, it's also one of the most repetitive. I've played more beat-em-ups than anyone else I know, and I usually roll my eyes at claims of the genre's repetitiveness. But Cyberfight is an exception. You only get one, count 'em, one enemy type. This one enemy type comes in different colors, but they all act the same and have the same moves. The point in most traditional beat-em-ups is to solve the combat. Each enemy presents a unique challenge, and the fun comes in puzzling out how to best circumvent each one. Then they start getting mixed together, and you have to think fast to shift between multiple strategies in real time. It keeps your brain juices flowing. But in this game, it's just the one puzzle, and the challenges mostly come from the sheer amount of unending enemies and painfully long levels. As good as I am at beat-em-ups, I'm not perfect, and these guys can whittle down my health eventually. When that happens, you gotta start the level from the beginning. On top of that, I encountered a glitch with one of the game's environmental interactables that outright soft-locked me. Cyberfight is such a perfect storm of unfortunate decisions. I wouldn't mind retrying the levels if they were shorter, or if I could do it with another character, or if there were better enemy variety. Any one of these 3 things would be fine, but the game is such a slog because it doesn't put in any effort to respect the player's time. I just couldn't play anymore.